All right, let's finish. All right, let's finish this. I'm sorry if my pronunciation is a little off. I bit my tongue, so my S's and my thus are a little off. Now, let's finish this lamp. It's Wednesday again. I didn't finish it in time, but it's okay. I've thought a little about this, and I've come to some conclusions. For the first part, we won't be using this bubble wrap because I think it looks a little cheap, a little off. They're half popped. Some of them it's a little dirty, so we won't be using this. We'll be using another cheap material. We'll be using clean film or plastic wrap or what you call it. Another thing that I've changed my mind on a little bit is the shape. I realized that you can bend and twist chicken wire somewhat, so we will shape it a little flatter and a little wider, hopefully, as far as it goes anyway. Thirdly, I won't be using a cup up here with a hook and having this glued inside and stuff like that. Instead, I will be using a fishing line and make a cross of fishing lines with a ring in the middle so it can hang on that and just be connected like this. And hopefully it will look good. If it doesn't look good, at least it still has a function. So let's do it. Let's bend and shape and pull and twist, and hopefully this will look nicer. Let's see how far this can. I thought also about perhaps cutting a hole here, but I decided against it because we don't have a light bulb anyway, so we don't really have to change a light bulb or have access to the light bulb, and we don't have to stare directly up into the light source. So that would be nice anyway, I think. Okay, now enjoy me twisting this for a while. Okay, I couldn't make it much rounder, but at least I got it flatter. So, and you know, it's always nice with a little flattery. Now, before I cover this in plastic wrap, we're going to go over to the workbench for a little while and connect this part to the plug. So that's a little bit fiddly and can be a little bit annoying, but I'll do my best to connect it. All right. All right. Now, here is the cable from the lamp. Here is the plug. And here is, I don't know what it's called in English. It's a connector of some kind. In Swedish, we call it a sugar cube. Maybe because someone once thought it resembled a sugar cube. All right, sweet. Now we're going to strip this wire. I have a handy tool for that. I hope that this will go okay, because my track record with cables when I'm trying to do it is for the most part they end up a lot shorter than I want them to. All right, now this isn't your ordinary cable. This is quite a flat one. So maybe I should just use a knife. Yes. This is not what I want. Let's just use my trusted old hobby knife. And when you do this, my recommendation is not to cut a hole in your finger, because if you do that, then the blood will come out, and blood is best used inside your body. Oop. So just slowly but surely we strip this cable, and hopefully it won't be a very, very short cable in the end. All right. A little bit of violence. All right. Success on the first try. Now we're stripping these here smaller cables. Now we'll try to use this one again and see if I can remember how to use this. Isn't that one? Nope. It's not that one. Is it this one? It is. All right. Good. A tool that was designed for a task came in useful for the task. I like when that happens. All right. Now we're going to screw this together. And for that, I have a little screwdriver. All right. All right. Let's connect this here. Blue. Screw. All right. And brown. And screw that in as well. That is connected. And blue against blue, if I remember correctly. Let's just twist this a little bit. I need the screwdriver. Blue against blue. And screw, screw, screw. And brown against brown. fiddly, fiddly, fiddly. Fiddly, fiddly. Brown against brown. The whole naked wire is in. Okay. Now this is connected, and hopefully I have electrical tape somewhere. Ta-da! Now this black electrical tape isn't the most aesthetic choice, but I think that before I cover this in some sort of aesthetic and beautiful and wonderful solution, I will see that it works, and hopefully it does, so I don't have to unmount a lot of stuff, or undo a lot of stuff. You know, just knowing that this will work is my plan. All right. All right. Not the prettiest of solutions, but it works. Hopefully. Of course it does. Now we're going to cover this with plastic wrap. So let's go back to the table for the big work where we where we wrap this up. All right. I have two different kinds of plastic wrap. The first one is a cheap plastic wrap that there is almost nothing left of. So we'll use that first to cover this, and then we'll use the slightly not so cheap plastic wrap. And you know, one of the best things is that when I'm done, I will have a paper tube, a paper pipe that I can use someday if I don't throw it away. Now this isn't enough, so we'll have to use the good stuff. And maybe we can take this in a fair length and then wrap and cut. I think so. This will take a lot. So while I do this, you can enjoy some music or something. All right, that was that. I think I wrapped it pretty neatly. I changed my mind once again to use bubble wrap because the plastic wrap wasn't opaque enough. You could see through it too much, and I didn't like that. But the bubble wrap wasn't shiny enough for my liking. So I made a combo where I covered ripped pieces of bubble wrap to you know, forgot one place, to cover the lamp and to cover the chicken wire, which I didn't paint. So now I think that the shine or the plasticness, or if you can call it that, of the lamp is nice, and it looks like I don't know what, but hopefully Eddie thinks it's cool. And if it doesn't, well, I will take it down, make him another lamp, or God forbid, buy one for his room, and then I will use the LED light for lighting in here or something, or another purpose for it. I don't know. But now we come to the moment where I will hook fishing line in here in four corners and have a ring, a keychain ring or something in the middle. And that you can tighten, you know, you can make it short or long. I think it will keep it pretty short. So I will go off and fetch some fishing line and something to cut the fishing line with, something to poke holes in this plastic wrap with that has a little bend to it. I don't think I will be using a fishing hook because I don't know, it sounds dangerous. Perhaps just a bent nail. That will do. I saved those as well. And then I will tie the knots, and I will hopefully have a lamp that we can hang up and that works. So let's get on with it. All right, I have my bent nail, something to cut with, and when I went over to my shelf unit where I keep my fishing stuff, I couldn't find any fishing line. So I did a 180 and decided on this flat plastic wire instead. And I thought that if I can just pull this in thin strands, that will be nice. But when I returned to my workbench, I found the fishing line because, of course, I have the fishing line on the workbench and not on the among the fishing equipment. Now let's just hope there's enough fishing line. And in this poor lighting, I don't want to lose the fishing line, but somewhere around this length. Now you can't see this because I'm shooting my videos on my phone and not a professional camera with super zoom, and I don't have any good lighting. So you just have to trust me when I say that I'm holding up 2 pieces of fishing line. It's there. All right. Now, optimally, I will tie this. Oh man, fiddly stuff. I should have something better to do, and you should have close-up of this. Let's do it over on the workbench instead. There's better lighting, and you get closer to the, I don't want to call it action, but let's call it action. You get closer to the action. Okay, this looks like a, I don't know what, something covered. Of course it looks like something covered in plastic wrap. It is something covered in plastic wrap. But anyway, okay, let's tie a knot. That's the first part. A loose knot. Let's not lose my temper though. And let's all pray that this works. Okay. Of course it doesn't. Of course it doesn't. What? How should I do this? How should I do this? A double knot? Let's try a double knot, or else I will just have to go and get me one of those fishing hooks. But you know, when I just get one side through, I can use the same nail to get it through on the other side. I'm sorry if this gleams very much in the light, but I need good. Okay, yeah, double knots. If all else fails, double knots. And now let's hook this around the chicken wire, if that's possible. Up on the other side. All right. Let's come through. Of course it didn't work. And my, where did my chicken wire go? Where's my chicken wire? I found it on the floor. Okay, so that was not working. But just in case it was only bad luck, let's try it again. Let's try it again. Here is chicken wire. I go around. I come up on the other side. Perhaps if I keep it tense, it will work. Ha. Yeah, it's through. Okay. Now, they say that the sign, or the true sign of stupidity, is doing the same thing over and over and expect different results. But I think there's also some credit in at least trying twice, you know, because the first time could be a fluke. If it hadn't worked the second time, I would have to think up another solution, I think. But luckily, I don't have to use my brain for that tonight. All right. One side is fixed. Let's try the other side. Like Jim Morrison sang, break on through to the other side. I don't think he was talking about doing hobby crafts in a garage in Sweden, but he was a little weird, so who knows what he meant. He could have. Okay, now maybe I'll have to use my brain anyway. Like I spoke of in the last video, these little fiddly things that requires well, that was unexpected. Somehow I accidentally pushed a button on the microphone or something like that, but the receiving end of my mic unit still received. But my phone isn't a psychic, so it can't really communicate with dead things. So I have another solution for the problem. Now, as you can see, it's a few days later. Now, you can't see that it's a few days later, of course. I don't have a calendar back here in my office, but I'm from the future. But it's still your past. Anyway, now I'm sitting here editing the video. So I have made a little montage of the pieces of video without sound. So now I have to put my narration skills to the test. So yeah, let's do that. Now I'm pushing the nail through and hope for the best. And it worked well last time, so I'm full of hope. And now my hope starts to fail, and I realize that I did it. And I think that my method is sound. Tying the knot there, so we have one finished fishing line that is supposed to hold the lamp up. Now I'm doing the exact same thing with the other line. And it worked well so far, so what could possibly go wrong? Well, there is things that can go wrong. It's not the most safe of methods. I won't recommend it to anybody, and here we see it fail for the first time. So I try a second time because, I failed once and it succeeded on the second try the last time. So here's second time again, where there is a lot of swear words, so it's probably good that the sound went out, so your ears won't suffer from my grunting. Yeah, there I failed the second time, so I try again a third time, because why not? I tried to tie the knot even tighter, and I try to push it through, and you can see here that I'm quite tense and I failed again. So I try to find a fishing hook, because that I have lying around. I didn't want to destroy a fishing hook to do this, and I only had with lures, so I tried the second best thing, which is super glue. So I super glued the fishing line to the nail because that's what you do. Look, I'm so pleased with the super gluing of fishing line to a nail, so I talk about it quite a lot, and I've even cut this down. I don't remember really what I was saying, but I remember I was quite proud of myself. So here we go again for the last time, and I push it through and I sing the praise of super glue and bent nails, and yeah, it was work. So anyway, that worked. So now I push through for the last time and I push in, and this one also work, you know? And I didn't have to destroy a fishing hook doing this, and I worked slowly and methodically, no blood was shed. So all in all, I would call it a success. Now here I show you that I have the two fishing lines in a cross, and I remember that I forgot to put on the ring I talked about in the beginning. And also they have different lengths, so I have to do a little twist and turn and knotting to, you know, hang it in a good way, because it it isn't good. This, yeah, but you know, it's there. I can lift it. Look, look, I'm lifting it. Wow. Yeah, and I pat it a little bit. Now you're all wondering, how did it turn out? Was it good? Are you pleased with your creation? And no, no. This weekend we went to my parents in Skåne, in the south of Sweden, and as it just so happened, my dad had a lamp in the basement which he gave to us. So Eddie has a real lamp now. It's not up yet. I have to shorten the cable a little bit. So the other lamp, my lamp, is still hanging in there. But yeah, let's go see it, shall we? All right. Excuse the poor lighting. Here it is. It is not nice. I will turn down the light strength or the luminosity. It's horrible. Yeah, it's a clump of plastic wrap hanging in the ceiling. It has no shape, it has no form, it looks unfinished. It's not my proudest moment. So, what will happen with the lamp? It probably will be dismantled and used as lighting in the garage, I think. I don't really think that Eddie will want it in his room. He has other LED lights already, and I will ask him if I can inherit it from him. Now, this video has come to an end. It's a little different. It ended in a different place. You can see my office and just not my garage, and you can see me in a sweater. Wow. All right. Until next time, have a nice day.